masks. Every time somebody tells me I have to keep 6 feet apart from my other human beings. People would have to say that somebody tells me I have to use a sanitizer every 5 seconds. No new normal! Enough is enough! The government works for us! We need to be reminded of that! What's going on? Tory is a dictator! Tory must go immediately! That person is as corrupt as they come! Do you know that we hired 2 advisors to help open the city of Toronto and the people are getting $200,000 paid for that? What do you mean? You know how you open the city? You say open! Whoever feels safe to be outside, you go outside! Whoever wants to stay home, stay home! This is why we came to Canada! Because we have freedom of choice! When was that taken away from us? Under what guidelines? Public safety? No! I was watching a good video yesterday about empathy. Empathy is important, but it gets lost because we need to look at the bigger picture. Yes, we have to protect the rich population. Yes, we have to provide support for the less fortunate. But it should not ever come at the expense of everyone else's life. We can make everything work together. We did it before. You know what happened when I had SARS in Toronto in 2003? Everybody was out. Barely anybody wear masks. The city of Toronto created Winter Delicious Festival. Anybody remembers that? People were encouraged to go to the restaurants. And the program was so successful, they made it permanent. Every winter we have a Winter Delicious Festival, but it started during SARS. Nobody knows that. And then they created Summer Delicious because, again, it was a good program. And the same year we had the biggest festival in Downtown Park, 1 million people together. Like, no one's talking about that because it doesn't fit the agenda. Please understand. Everything the media tells you is to fit the narrative. What is the narrative? This is the worst thing that ever happened to humanity. Are you kidding me? This is the worst thing that ever happened to humanity? You're gonna call CNN and you're gonna say the only other time the CNN was closed during the Second World War. So this is as bad as the Second World War? Are you kidding me? Come on. We need to wake up, guys. We need to rise up. People need to unite. I'm doing my best to connect with as many new people as possible. At this point, I do my best to wake up the new people, but I'm just connected to the ones that are already awake. And this is our responsibility. We need to connect with awake people and create a huge unity. I want to see mass public here next Saturday. This hashtag is See You Saturday. This is the hashtag See You Saturday. Post it on all social media. See You Saturday. Today I wanted to create a kids event. Kids have to play together. Kids should not be subjected to be in prisons. They should not be subjected to be fearful and scared. We need germs exposure. Kids need to have germ exposure. Otherwise we become plastic bubble kids. I refuse to raise my son as a plastic bubble boy. I refuse. No new normal. No new normal. No new normal. Enough is enough. We the people opening in the city. We the people will open our country. The government is going to tell us what to do. If your business wants to have a strict regulations, maybe you should open. Trust me. Enough people will come to your business without the strict regulations. Enough people feel healthy and safe to be outside. This is our 4th week, guys. Nobody's sick. There's no overflow in hospitals. Hundreds and hundreds of people together. You know what they said yesterday in a briefing of the province of Ontario? They're considering allowing 10 people to come together. They're considering 10 people to come together. Hey, Doug Ford, look out of your window! We have hundreds together. Like, what's going on? Enough is enough. Hey, Tory, please, come say hello. I'll even give you a hug, even though I don't like you. I'll still treat you like a human. I'm not going to treat you like a, infected plague person. What the hell is that? Huh?
Get some cheesecake. You'll come.
Yeah. Who wants to make cheesecake? We're going to have a Ford competition for cheesecake. Apparently Ford makes a good cheesecake. He made a laugh last time about it. They're making this as a joke, guys. Like, can't you see? They're treating us like kids. They're gonna tell me what I'm supposed to do. You're gonna tell me how I'm gonna treat my health? And then they went to the hospital like 70 accident on the bicycle. Like, I don't even renew my OHIP card. Like, enough is enough. I'm not your patient. Nabila tells me I treat you all as your patient. No! You're not my doctor. Look in the mirror. Like, I don't want to get personal, but some people doesn't look like they've been outside before the lockdown. And you're gonna tell me don't go outside? Come on. If you don't represent health in your whole being, please don't educate me about the health. Like, enough is enough. Look at the people giving health advice. What's going on? And it's fine, I know everyone has their own battles, but if you're gonna tell me this is the only truth coming from you and you don't represent health and your well-being, I don't think so. I'm gonna take a second opinion and a third opinion if necessary. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Very important thing I want to discuss, guys, but very, very serious. Contact tracing. Chris touched on that, guys. I really need you to understand. Contact tracing is a very serious matter. Contact tracing is a marketed term for surveillance. Okay? Contact tracing, especially in the States, is heavily programmed already. They hired about 100,000 people in the States to do contact tracing. They paid $50,000 to be a contact tracer. Let me tell you what's a contact tracer. Contact tracer is SS Nazi officer. I posted a picture on my Facebook. Somebody didn't like it. They said, like, don't compare Nazi Germany to what's going on right now. Why not? It's not going to be exactly the same. The history doesn't repeat itself exactly. But the signs are all there. There's censorship and propaganda. They're taking away the guns. Whatever is your mindset about the gun ownership, the way it was done was illegal. There was no democratic process created for that law. It was a legal law. And when people are being forced to give up their guns because the government's going to come and enforce whatever they want and people don't have a right to defend themselves, that's what you need to understand. They don't invest money into fighting the illegal guns. That's the problem. People are getting killed by illegal guns, not legal gun owners. You need to understand the difference. Then they're going to come and they're going to forcefully do a test for you. This is what contact tracing will do. They're going to come into your house and they're going to force a test on you because they need to monitor the spread. Yesterday, Dr. Tam, guys, please understand, yesterday Dr. Tam said word for word, contact tracing is the cornerstone of the public policies going forward. I'm going to repeat, a federal level doctor is dictating the public policies for 38 million people, saying contact tracing is a foundational aspect going forward of all the public policies. No, we do not allow that. If you haven't seen already, in 2010 there's a documentary, government documentary called Outbreak. When the government tells you they were not prepared, 10 years ago they already made a documentary. Dr. Tam in that documentary says openly, without fear, that she feels great about coming into your house. She feels great about taking people out of their own houses and isolating them. This is called forced confinement. They're not even going to allow you to stay in your home. They're going to forcefully take you out of your own house. She said that 10 years ago. You think it's not going to happen now? Enough is enough. There's a website called firetam.com. Firetam.com. It has like 40,000 signs already. Run by Rebel News. Rebel News is the only outlet that's coming every week and supporting us. Go to the website firetam.com. Sign if you haven't signed already the petition. She must go. She was put there on purpose. Now, yesterday Trudeau said also that contact tracing is essential for travel within Canada. Are you kidding me? Contact tracing is essential for travel within Canada. Let me remind you the Charter of Rights and Freedoms of Canadians. We have a right to move in this country freely without restrictions. Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom. We have a right to move freely in this country go to your cottage. You should not wait for permission to go to your cottage to have a seat in this country. This is blatant violation of Charter of Rights and Freedom. We're going to sue that government. In Calgary, they actually sued already. They're suing the provincial government of Calgary, of Alberta, as we speak, for violation of our Charter of Rights and Freedom. Guys, keep starting. People are united. People had enough. We're going to fight. We're going to open our country. The government can sit down. The government can sit the hell down. We're going to open our country. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. So next Saturday we're going to continue with kids event. My thing was to make sure to have a kid event, guys. We have quite a few kids today here. I'm happy to see kids running around. We have some kids back. People donated the money. It's amazing. This is what we need to show to the world. This is the last thing I'm going to say, guys. It's our responsibility to the world. Not even to our country. It's responsibility to the world. A lot of places don't have this opportunity to come together. When I posted a picture of the Nazi officer with a police officer, it wasn't necessarily for Canadian police force. They are present here, and thank you, Canadian police, for keeping us safe. Thank you. But it's happening all around the world. If you haven't seen the videos from Australia, if you haven't seen videos from United States, if you haven't seen videos from United Kingdom, people getting assaulted with their children in public. It's disgusting. It's revolting. Are you kidding me? Like, we can't allow that to happen. Yes, so this is our responsibility to the world to have this every Saturday. Please reach out to at least 10 people. Your responsibility to humanity. Bring 10 new people next Saturday with children. That's your responsibility for humanity. We need to have celebration of life every Saturday with music, with kids party. I want to hold a prayer. It doesn't matter your religion. People coming together as communities celebrating the life. Because we are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. No new normal. 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 Stay healthy. Stay healthy, guys. Love you all. We'll see you next Saturday. Continue celebration of life. Love you all.
Hey guys, so we're here at our protest. This is our 4th week. I was doing a speech, lost a little bit of my voice. So
it was a great speech, actually. I really
thank you.
That, yeah.
So we're here with...
My name is Ryan Hayhurst, and this is my son, Nelson.
Hey Nelson, how are you?
Great.
Okay, how old are you?
I am 11 years old.
11 years old, so 11 years old. And how do you enjoy the day so far?
I just want to introduce my other friend here
please.
before we move
So
on.
my name is Miroslav Buczkowski.
Yes, okay, nice to meet you.
What does he want to know?
We'll carry the conversation on, but yeah, so Nelson, the question was?
Well, how do you find today? How's that different? This is our 4th week coming together. How do you find it today?
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll start because I do have some perspective. I've been here for 3 of them. I missed the first one, although I was tweeting and whatnot, sharing the footage from the first one. So it's been amazing to watch it grow. Obviously, last week with the snowstorm was kind of surreal. I loved it, actually. It was super awesome.
It was great.
And then this week, again, has a slightly different flavor. We got more kids out, a really nice, warm day, and people being very friendly, lots of hugs, like people being people, you know, people being real, and you know, breaking out of this paranoia, this tyranny, this hoax that you know, has been foisted upon us, and it feels great. I gotta admit, it feels great. And you know, for Nelson, he's just starting to come around to all this. Yeah.
How do you find today? Like being in public with kids, how do you find it?
It's great. I'm really loving it. The sunshine, it's just warming me up.
That's it? That's it?
It's actually quite hot also.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Thank you so much, guys.
Say something too.
Please.
I came here because I grew up in Poland.
Yes.
And I remember when the government tried to do the choices for us
Yes.
instead of the people.
Yes.
That's why I left the Poland.
Yes.
I came here for the freedom, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. I don't know where I should go.
Yeah, we can't go anywhere. We're stuck here, so we just got to make it work here.
Yeah,
Planes aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, no, we're not flying anywhere. Yeah, no, and that's exactly it.
but that doesn't look promising. The people, they do not understand what's going to happen,
well,
you know.
we're doing our best. You know, we're connecting, we're uniting. You know, people are coming together, and that's really great event.
Let's hope the people will wake up and see,
For sure.
you know, what's
For
happening.
sure, for sure. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the day. We'll see you Saturday, right?
Yes.
Every week, every week.
Let's do it. Awesome.
Okay, so we're here with Anita. This is our fourth week of the protest, and is this your first time, or you've been here before?
I have been here. My mom has been here before, but I haven't been before. I just
Great.
decided to support. It's an important issue.
Yes, yes. And how do you find it today?
I find it's very civil,
Yes.
which is nice. That's what I believe we should be doing
Yes.
to support Canada, not what's happening
Yep.
in Canada. So
Good. And you coming next Saturday?
yeah, definitely. I feel like it's. I don't know if it is a waste of time or not. I can imagine spending it differently, but I believe in the movement because I don't believe any business is non-essential. Every single one of the businesses is essential for somebody.
Yeah.
It's feeding our children, it's feeding our economy, it's feeding everyone. What I believe, we have made a mistake by closing down the economy. Okay, first 2 weeks, yes, I stayed home until we realized what was really happening. I give it to Canada, I give it to Prime Minister. But the problem, what I see is, what could have been better was, let's isolate the vulnerable ones. Let's isolate the people that may be in the groups that.
Risk population, right?
That's right.
Exactly.
And then people tell me, so how do you want to isolate the how do you call them, the houses where old people stay?
Thank you.
The hospices, or
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
people
long-term
that are
care homes, yeah.
That's the word I was looking
Yeah.
for. Yeah. Well, if people that work there don't want to be isolated with these people, there is people that will take 3 times the pay
Yep.
and stay with these people inside those homes.
No,
And the rest of us can work for that 3 times pay, let's say.
no, for sure.
But the people that are vulnerable are not holding up the economy.
Yeah.
It's the people that are strong
Yep.
that are holding up economy.
Exactly.
And yes, if you want to close your business down because you're scared, you're welcome
It's
to
free
do
country,
so.
right?
Yeah,
It's a free
exactly.
country. No, for sure.
Those are my 5 cents.
No, that's great. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Thank you for coming. We'll see you next Saturday. Bring more people.
We will,
Come with
yeah,
children.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.
So we're here today with
Steve Conti.
Steve. And Steve, how many protests have you been so far? Is this your first one or second, or how many?
The second or third.
Second or third, okay, great. And how do you find it today comparing to the last couple that you have attended?
A lot more peaceful and friendly.
Yes. Great.
And there was gifts for the children and everything.
Yes. Did you come with kids?
Yes, a 3-year-old and a 13-year-old.
Oh, amazing. So we have children here, and we have some goodies for them, and some there's a birthday cake from one of the birthday parties. And I guess my main question is, how do you see moving forward? Like, how do you see us, like, the life going forward?
Well, not too well the way they're handling the situation right now.
No, it's fair, and that's why we're here. We want to make sure that we voice our concerns, which is real, right? And we're really here for our children, right? Because we know what's going to be happening in the future, and we want to make sure they have a normal life, correct?
Yes. Sorry, my wife. Maybe you know her, Sheila Gambadi.
Yeah. Hey.
Sheila.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing.
Yes, and thank you very much for everything you guys do, and we're going to try and be here as much as we can.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, so we're here with Maggie
Hello.
and what's your name?
Isabella.
Isabella. And then how many children do you have here today?
We have 3 kids with us here today for
Okay.
myself, and then another 2 from a friend.
Excellent. And what is your name, buddy?
My name is Sebastian.
Sebastian. And how old are you?
I'm 8 years old.
8. And how old are you?
8.
8 as well. Amazing. Thank you so much for coming. And then this is how many times you've been to this event so far?
This is my second time, and is going to continue until it will not continue anymore, which will be never, hopefully.
Right,
We
exactly.
love it.
Yes. So today was really special because I wanted to organize something for the children, to run around, to be children. And how do you find so far today?
Good.
Yes?
Yes.
Are you happy to be here?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, she's loving the dogs. Every dog has been petted so
Amazing.
far.
And Sebastian, how do you find it today?
I find it very fun with my friends. And I met a new friend today that is Russian, basically. He doesn't know how to speak English. And I played with my other friend from the other family.
Amazing. Amazing.
And this is my second son. This is the baby, 3.
3.
And
I'm Dominic.
Dominic. And this is why we're coming here. We're being with families, and of course, see you Saturday is our hashtag. We want to come together. We're going to have bigger celebration for next week. We're going to, this is kind of the first one, so I know some people were not necessarily comfortable bringing with kids, but I'm happy to see. How many kids do you think we have today here so far?
oh my.
I would say like 30 children maybe.
At least, and they're all very happy.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
happy.
30 children coming together, hundreds and hundreds of adults coming together, and this is the normal life that we all gonna have, no matter what, correct?
No matter, absolutely.
Yeah.
I will fight for this life.
For sure.
I will fight.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming, and the goal is for everyone, like I was saying, is to commit to bringing 10 new people for next Saturday.
Okay.
Right? We really need to have a mass celebration of life, and this is what it is. We have music. I want to hold a prayer together with people. Just people coming together and experiences life in all its glory. Correct?
Absolutely. With the glorious weather. Thank you, God.
This is beautiful. This is a sign from God, the sunshine. Correct? So good.
Absolutely.
Well,
We
thank you
love
so
it.
much. Thank you for coming. Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sebastian.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
we'll
you
see you
for
next Saturday.
organizing
Thank
this.
you.
We
It's our
love it.
pleasure.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Okay, so we're here today with.
Judy, hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming.
Привет!
Привет.
Как дела?
Как дела? Хорошо. So this is your first time at this event, correct?
No, this is my 4th week.
4th week.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
And today we have a special occasion, correct?
Yes, this is to celebrate my son's 12th birthday. It's a milestone. His birthday was a month ago, but none of the parents came with their children. So this is an opportunity for him to play with his friends, with
Yes.
other children,
Yeah.
which is so important, right? He needs to open up the playgrounds, toy stores. It's seasonal flu. I'm sorry for the people who are sick and
Yes.
who have a low immune system.
For sure.
But why, ask everyone,
Yeah, we do.
stay at home.
Yeah, we don't do any of these measures for regular flu.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't isolate, we don't shut down the businesses, we don't close playgrounds, we don't isolate the children for seasonal flu, and this is like a seasonal flu.
Yes.
And that's exactly what
Yes,
happened.
and even Fauci, the medical advisor to Trump, he writes in the New England Journal of Medicine, March 26, he says mortality is like a severe seasonal flu. And if you increase your immune system, vitamin C, sunshine,
Yeah.
vitamin D.
Being with people.
Yes.
Being with people.
Hugs.
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 Mwah.
Don't get jealous.
So yeah, no, this is definitely the whole point for this event, right?
Yes.
To come together with people, celebrate birthdays for children. Children have to be children. Like I have a 4-year-old that says, like, I don't want to play with adults, and I get it. So if a 4-year-old understands that needs to play with other children, how come our government doesn't get it? Like it just doesn't make
Well,
any sense.
you know that they get it.
Of course, it's a special
But
agenda.
yes,
they
it's
push.
a special agenda.
Yeah.
People really need to wake up,
Yes.
and we need to pray for that, because when I was carrying these signs, they're like, F you, whatever, and I'm like, I love you too.
Yeah, exactly, right? We
God
send
bless
love to
you.
everybody. God bless you.
Yes.
I say, whoever, when I make my posts and they do say whatever, I say, just stay healthy. Just stay healthy for you, for everybody else,
Yes.
right? But I love this cake. I'm super
Thank
excited
you.
to try the cake.
I made it this morning.
That's amazing.
Fresh cake.
Yes.
Jackfruit.
Don't be jealous. We might have a cake next week too.
Jackfruit. And
Thank you so much.
I brought cream, whipped cream.
Yes.
Cream. You need to eat things with butter. Butter is good for you. And I can stay so slim. You can get a because I eat
Exactly.
fat. You need to eat fat.
Natural
to stay slim.
food, exactly.
Yes,
thank you so much. Thank you.
Спасибо.
Пожалуйста. Thank you. Okay, so we're here today with
Riley.
Riley, and Riley's been here actually every single time, so this is her 4th protest. So why don't you share a little bit about yourself first, and then your experience every time that you've been here so far.
So I'm 14, and it's really opened up my eyes about a lot of stuff that's happening recently, and obviously my mom is a huge contributing factor to that. And I want to say that I really do miss my friends, I miss my family, I miss my schooling, more importantly, and yeah.
And then, because you've been to every single protest, which is phenomenal, and I really appreciate your commitment to this cause, how do you find it progressed in terms of people, in terms of the environment, in terms of even the feeling that you get out of this?
I think that it actually makes me feel good to sort of stand for my rights, and I'm seeing a better income more than a better outcome.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, yeah.
No, that's great. And I guess my question is, do you have some friends that can come with you next weekend? What do you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well,
no.
Why don't we send them a little video from all the gathering, and they can see how many happy and amazing people come together.
Okay.
And whoever is ready to come and feels safe to be outside, they can do, right? Well, thank you so much for sharing.
No problem.
So we're here today with Luke.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Nice to see you again. And then how many times have you been here so far?
This is my second time.
Second time. And you come with a family, correct?
Yes, me and my wife and my 2 kids. This is my daughter, Phoenix.
Hi, Phoenix.
Can you turn around, honey?
No.
No,
Hi.
she's not in the mood for it.
What is your name, buddy?
And this is my son, Tristan.
You want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi, Tristan. So, did you know to come with children, or you just had a feeling?
Last week we didn't bring them, and we saw lots of kids here, so we decided to bring them this time, and I'm really happy for the experience.
Yes.
It's nice for them to build their immunity against any of these problems that are going to be coming. They can't just stay inside.
No, of course not. And we try to organize little festivities, a little goodie bags. There's going to be a birthday cake coming up.
Yeah.
Are you excited about the birthday cake?
You want cake?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you want cake.
Yeah.
So there's a cake coming. And I guess the main thing I want to ask you, for next week, for next Saturday, obviously I would love to see you again if possible.
Yep.
And then share the experience with other people, right? Because
Yes.
we need to come together as a community and
Yes.
celebrate life.
Yes, everybody needs to come, and it's hard to get the word out, but everybody needs to realize that this is not a bad thing. Even the police that are around us, you go and talk to them,
Yeah.
they feel very comfortable,
Yeah.
especially with the kids. This is
Yeah.
not a hostile environment
No.
at all. It's very, very peaceful.
No, I'm happy you bring that point across. Like the police officers here, they're doing their job, but a lot of them actually talking to us, and they're happy that we're here because they can do that. They have to do their job.
Yeah.
But it's up to us to show to the government that we can have our normal life back. We're not supposed to be in gatherings, but we are here hundreds and hundreds of people,
Yep.
right? And nobody's getting sick. Everybody's healthy.
Nobody's getting sick. And if anybody here were to get sick, they would contact people and say, hey, I got sick. You guys shouldn't be here. But that hasn't happened.
Exactly. That's a great point. Well, it's so good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. I'm happy children are here and running around. And go enjoy some cake.
Yes, thanks.
Thank
Thanks, Vlad.
Okay, so we're here today with
Vanessa Vagabond.
Hi, Vanessa. How
Hi.
are you?
Well, thank you, Vlad. How are you?
Okay, great. And is this your first time, second? How many times have you been here?
I think this is my 3rd or 4th time, but my son's first time for the big birthday bash today.
Let's do a little zoom on him.
The little one in the black t-shirt, that one's mine.
Okay.
Yeah,
And how old?
he's 2.5.
2.5. Okay, great.
He's having a blast today.
And I overheard you a little bit talking about, even at 2 years old, 2.5 years old, he actually, what does he say at 2.5 years old?
He wants to go to the park. He says, Mom, take me to the park. And I don't know how to explain to a 2.5-year-old that the parks are all closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little disheartening there, especially taking a walk down the street and he sees the park.
Yes.
And it's caution taped off.
Yes.
And he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually want to ask you a question, and then maybe not even a question, but maybe a comment more than anything, because when I do a discussion on Facebook with people, like about being children, they have to be outside, they have to enjoy the life. Somebody made the comment one time, is like, well, you can just, walk outside with them. And I had to explain to people that children are not dogs. I don't take my son for a walk.
No.
That's not what we do. They need to be outside, playing, hanging out, socializing with our children. That's how they become social human beings.
Precisely. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. They need it. It's so necessary. They need the interaction with other kids of all ages, really, and they need to be out doing whatever they want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, it might be very emotional, maybe uncomfortable. Have you seen some of the pictures or videos of a new normal in schools that they're trying to put on us?
I think it's absolutely disgusting. They have children in squares and they're not allowed to go near each other and they're not allowed to play with their friends. and basic human connection is just very necessary and essential. And it's just so unfortunate that these children are going to have to suffer now through a lack of connection.
I know. So that's what we hear. Like, that's why it was my intention, especially behind today's protest, is actually have a Themes for Children event and come kids together. And thank you so much for bringing your child.
Thank you so much for that.
And I'm really hoping that you can share, this video will edit and you can share it with other parents. And I understand parents being concerned. It's a fair concern. But I'm hoping that for next Saturday, because we had at least 30 plus children running around, we're going to have at least 100. What do you think about that?
I think that's going to be great. I'm bringing this one back again. It's going to be another party.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Thank
Vanessa.
you, Vlad.
Thank you. Okay, so we're here today with
Darlene. Yeah.
And Darlene, how many times have you been to this event?
My first time. First time. Very happy to be here. Yes, thank you.
How did you hear about it?
Through my friends, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
and
social
then,
media.
I guess the experience from today, it's your first time.
It's amazing. I think we need to all stick together. I'm surprised that so many people, I expected it to be a lot more people. Look at how big our Ontario is. Like, there's no reason for more people not to be here.
For sure,
It's going to be too late and then they won't be able to.
And that's a fair concern, and that's why we want to definitely come in masses. And I was saying before, like, it's our responsibility to reach out to people, and I know some people are hesitant, and it's fair. But that's why I wanted to bring the children and people coming together and have a community, have a social life event, right?
Yeah, I think it's a lot to do with the vaccines. That should be a freedom of choice if they want it or not. And there's been enough information out there to say that they're poison. Why are they putting poison into our bodies? The 5Gs, I've never seen so many 5G towers in my life. Driving down from the 400, I live in Barrie. We couldn't stop seeing them. They're like everywhere. It's just amazing. It's unbelievable. And people don't realize there's so much fake news out there, and I never even knew what fake news was until I started seeing the Mockingbird thing, and everybody's just chirping the same crap. And it's unbelievable. And people are falling for it. They'd rather stick their head in the sand with their GMO food instead of trying to fight for I'm thinking about like the 7 generations, like the First Nations people. What our government did to the First Nations people, it's disgusting. And now they're going to do it to us as well. They don't care. They don't care. It's a very disgraceful thing that's going on.
It's a real concern. It's a real issue. And thank you for speaking up. And then we really have to do our job, responsibility to connect with as many people and really have huge crowds, right?
I believe that. I'm doing it for my granddaughter. And ironically, they need me to self-quarantine for 2 weeks before I can see her. But I'm here for her.
It's all done. It's been over 2 months. Enough is enough. Like, we just have to open up. If you want to stay home, stay home.
Yeah, there's enough real doctors that are saying the real facts, and they're being blocked on social media. They won't let their messages come out,
But we're going to have, teenager from Sweden or whatever telling us what we're supposed to do.
And she's part of the cabal, apparently. Like, it's so ridiculous. And I didn't know that until they followed the money and followed what. Now I understand her message and why she's doing that.
Usually, if there's a money involved and you can trace the source, that's the agenda, right?
Exactly.
So, thank you so much for speaking up. Thank you
for doing this. Thank you. Have a good day.
And we're here today with
Larissa.
Larissa,
yes.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
It's the first time.
You look very clean cut.
I want to make sure I represent. 100%. To me, honestly, I look forward to this. This is my third event. I missed just the very first one, and to me, I look forward to this. I dress up. I want to look good. I want to be with people. I want to celebrate the life. So we don't have anything else going on. So this is my perfect occasion to dress up.
Yeah, you respect yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, how do you find the event today? Like, maybe share some of the experience.
It's great. I mean, what was it? Was it last weekend? Yeah, it was last weekend I came, and it was a blizzard.
Yes.
But I still have my music, but I noticed more people this week have their music, so it's good. I mean, I subconsciously I got them. So
no, that's good. You know what? I'm glad you're saying that. Like, all the little things that we do, they make an influence.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that people say that one person cannot make a difference. Well, we can, and we do. It's our responsibility individually to take what we can and influence in any way we can, right?
It's funny. My own father said to me, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do as one person?" And I was like, I'm so offended because I come from you. Like, so if you don't believe me, you don't believe in yourself. But it's like signing a petition. It starts with the first person.
100%.
You know what I mean?
And you know what? I can understand, because most of our parents or relatives or our friends, when they say things like that, they come from the place of thinking to protect us, right? Because they don't want us to get hurt or humiliated or whatever. Yeah. But we just need to explain to them that, I can see, I can make a difference.
Yeah.
And and it's our responsibility to make a difference. And I like the saying, if I can get it right, a drop in the ocean is a drop in the ocean, but the ocean is just a multitude of drops,
exactly.
right?
Yep.
So
it's all together.
So we're all together. We're all coming together, and we'll see you next Saturday.
Of course.
With more people.
Always.
100%. Thank you so much, Larissa.
Hello.
Hello.
It's Carol.
Carol, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Share a little bit of your story. Why are you here? What are you doing?
Well, freedom.
Yes.
Freedom. I think it's probably the worst thing we could even imagine ever happening to us.
I don't think anyone would even think this was possible 3 months ago.
This era, like of what's going on, is like unbelievable. It's like sci-fi. I feel like I'm in a sci-fi
100%.
movie.
It's like a twisted, whatever movie script, like that's just been like, I don't know how.
Yeah, this is probably going to be the one most important time ever. If you're going to stand for something, stand now.
For sure.
It's it's a really sad thing. Where our daughter's in the hospital having a baby today, and we're waiting. Is she have it? Did she have it? We can't even go and see her. Like, how bizarre is that?
It's bizarre. It's really bizarre.
And I know personally, I went to a hospital. I went to a hospital for a test maybe about 3 weeks ago. There were 2 of us patients in the whole section of that hospital. It was eerie that there was nobody around.
And people don't realize, like, they not using the hospital capacity right now. It actually damages the hospital skill sets. Like, if people are not regularly conducting the surgeries or the other procedures they're supposed to be doing, you actually become less proficient in those things.
Oh,
and that's extremely dangerous.
Oh, I can imagine that. And even the staff there, when I was there, like, it was really creepy. They're like bored. They're on their phones. Yeah. And I asked, "Have you been busy?" No. Has the emerge been busy? No. We've been prepping. I mean, like, for how many months are you prepping for? And they're saying no action, nothing happening. So and they can't talk too much.
No, they can't.
They can't say too much. It's okay.
But some nurses reaching out to me privately, confidentially, obviously, and it's happening all across the country.
Yeah.
The hospitals are empty. They increase the capacity specifically for this virus, and other services, other patients, mental health patients, they all like sleeping on mattresses because they're not able to go to the other wing of the hospital because that's reserved for the surge that never happened.
That never happens.
It's
I want to see. I want to see the truth. I want to know what's the truth.
Yes.
Like, let this expose the truth to everybody. I want to hear the truth.
No, for sure.
And it's lovely to see the kids out here, the children.
I know, right?
And it's just peaceful and friendly, and the police have been very friendly.
Yeah, great guys.
I've had one that was a little bit miserable, one officer, but I go and I up to them and I thank them. Thank you for making this peaceful. And,
it's our responsibility to set an example, right?
Yeah.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah,
correct?
So that's very, very thankful because I was devastated at what happened in Edmonton. The man did no harm, no wrong, and they arrested him. They dragged him away, and 2 friends had to go with him to be arrested.
But what I heard is there's a lawsuit that's happening, and those people are going to be held responsible. So there's something coming out of that, but we have to be very vigilant because what's happening around the world, it's obviously not to that extent in Canada, but people need to realize it can come here tomorrow, and you're not even going to blink an eye, right?
Yeah, and we have to stick together. That's why it's important we have these gatherings.
No, for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're here today with Rosa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Why don't you say a little bit about yourself, and then how many protests have you been so far, and then how do you find it today?
Okay, sure. So this is my third protest, and this one is actually, I think, the best one that I've seen so far. With the most amount of people. The reason I'm here is for a lot of the same concerns as what everybody else seems to have, but mainly it's 5G that I'm really wanting to address because I feel that is one of the big cover-ups and the agenda that is actually happening within government. So I think that because I've been doing a lot of my own research and not depending on social media too much and Google and whatnot. So actually because I have a lot of books. So for me, it's the understanding is that we are meant to not come together to discuss these things.
Yes.
And that's really what this is really about, is trying to get people to understand that we need to come together. And they are geniuses, to be honest with you, within the leadership, because they understand that in order to get to us, it has to come through the heart. And it is really about addressing, like, make sure that you do the responsible things so that the elderly are taken care of, so that the immune system is suppressed. And even the children, you want to make sure that you teach them to be responsible. So the programming is continuing.
Oh yeah, indoctrination is real, the brainwashing is real, and it's definitely like even what we're trying to implement in daycares and schools. I look at it as they want to create little obedient robots. Like kids are subjected to stay in their own cubicle, and they cannot get close to each other, and they have to always sanitize themselves. So they create this fear from childhood, and it's like I look at it as the child abuse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's all about creating an obedient society, antisocial society, and that's really the target for them, right?
Yes, absolutely. I do. Absolutely, I agree. And in this moment, we can be empowering. That's why the children are here. You'd think, why would the children be here? Because they want to teach them that fear is not part of the new world.
Yeah.
And I do believe there's a new world coming, but it's a new world that has to be void of the problems of the old world.
Sure.
And that is the new world. And it's a new world that we have to choose, not the government chooses for us.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's basically, so for me, 5G needs to be exposed because that's the secret. If there is a lie within the 5G and the implementation of 5G within every single country in this world at this time while this is going on, then obviously there's an affiliation with lowering our immune system so we become sick and make it right, like make it look like the numbers are up because of that. As we know, radiation deteriorates the immune system.
100%.
So,
the thing is, with YouTube, even people just saying the 5G, immediately those videos get taken off.
Yes.
All the social media.
Yes.
Just by saying the number and the letter. That's it. Like,
that's exactly it.
Because they're trying to cover it up.
And that's exactly it, proving further that there is a conspiracy on their part.
For sure. Anything, at this point, anything that gets censored, anything that gets deleted, we know actually is the truth. Because why on earth they would be so scared that they have to eliminate any type of source of that information? Well, because it's actually the truth.
Exactly. They've forgotten freedom of speech.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what I did is I did a post on Facebook.
Yes.
And so I've been giving out these flyers since this all began. And it's basically because there's a 5G tower right across from my apartment.
Yeah, there's one building away from mine.
You see, and they're going up
100%
since last year that I've seen anyway.
Yeah.
Because I was looking into it before all this COVID thing.
For sure. This is nothing new. There's actually there's a really good video on YouTube from the Ontario doctors from last year, specifically discussing the dangers of 5G. This was from last year.
Yes, and that's it, because a lot of the picketing, there has been like a lot of marches that were happening in China against 5G when this all happened.
Yeah.
So I started researching how there's a lot of marches, there was a lot of petitions being signed, there was a lot of bills trying to be passed at the time that this all went down in November. And that is, and it all was happening in Wuhan. A lot of those people were demonstrating in Wuhan. So it's like they literally just tried, this is a further indication that they're trying to control everybody, and they're trying to do it by
agenda, control.
Yes.
And the 5G is just part of the bigger picture, which we're not really going to discuss. It's going to take us 2 or 3 hours to discuss the whole thing. But it's a key piece of the whole new world order that they're trying to impose. Yeah.
So I don't know if you want this, but this is
I'll take it for sure.
This is just my write-up of what I wrote, and then the picture on the back. And it's just also a way to say the story without saying 5G.
Yes.
Because I just put cell towers all over the place.
Exactly.
And just put cell towers.
Yeah, when we're going to post this on YouTube, we'll have to beep the 5G out, because otherwise the video will be taken off.
Right. As well as a few other things I hear. There's a few other things that you cannot say. The WHO.
There's a bunch of stuff, but apparently 5G is definitely the word that they're looking for. As soon as you say that, you're off. But anyway, we'll do our best.
Yeah, no,
thank you so much for speaking.
Thanks a lot, and thank you for everything you've said too.
Thank you. We'll see you next Saturday. Bring more people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
So, if you can maybe share a little bit of experience from your children, how did they find it today?
They understand why people are here. I told them why we're here, and they understand what this virus about.
So, what is your name?
Max.
And do you know what's happening here today?
Yes.
What is happening today?
Kids can play with kids.
Kids cannot play with other kids?
No, they
can. Could. Yeah, of course they can.
Hear.
That's great. And do you have fun? What are you doing today here?
Today it's my dad's birthday.
Your dad's birthday, that's amazing. And are you running around? Are you having a good time?
My mom does not let me run around.
Run around, but today here you can run around here today, correct? So are you happy to be here today?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. High five. And that's why we're here, right?
Yes.
So I guess the goal is for the next Saturday to have more people and continue having,
Right.
kids parties, celebration of life, and maybe share some of the things from what you find.
Right.
Right?
I see. I met a lot of people, new people here that I found them on Facebook, and we can share different information.
No, that's a great point. Like, I find a lot of people are disconnected, unfortunately, specifically, and coming here, you actually meet other like-minded people, happy people, amazing people, everybody just hugging each other.
So nice to be surrounded with people that think the same.
Yes.
Like, I feel very good in my heart when people are the same, not like in the store in masks.
I know. Nobody's scared here. Nobody's afraid.
Right.
Everybody's happy, smiling, right? So, and that's what we gotta create back. We gotta fight for that, but we will fight, right? That's why we're all here every weekend.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Вот это стерильная маска.
Она одноразовая.
Она одноразовая. Отдельно снял, выкинул. Это
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, oh, why